Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Look, man, y'all don't know my life. Don't judge me. Man, my apologies. I am sorry for the over 20-minute tardiness. That's not even tardy. That's just late. I ain't even gonna do it. I'm not gonna lie to myself. That was just late. My apologies. Yes, it is work related, last minute stuff. That Z had no control over. My apologies, everyone. Yeah. Oh, y'all saw that? Did y'all see that? So shout out to Louis. Um, we are covering the channel Black Girls Texting Podcast, right? Shout out to Louis Conyer for sending Z this. I've reviewed their channel before. I reviewed one of their lives before. Um, they are speaking to two of the hosts of that channel are speaking to a Dr. Diane M. Stewart, and it was really, really interesting conversation. I want to pause here and say, black men, this is about as good as it gets. This is about as good as a not black manosphere associated or listening to type of situation we're gonna get. For the most part, this about as good as it gets, right? She's about as not fully she is matriarchal. I could hear it in her. But this and she was born in Kingston, Jamaica. Yeah. This is about as not hating black men, not intellectualizing your misandry as we're gonna get for the most part from black women academics. Right? Line said sad but true. Yeah, yeah. This is about as good as it gets. Right? So I want black men to understand as we make our push, as we get seen and heard, as they fail to direct young men, young black men in specific, away from us to more quote unquote healthy manhood and masculinity. As they fail at that, and as we hear more academics, including black women academics, maybe talk to women, younger women in specific, including younger black women, about the plight of young men and black men and what that means for women and black women and their marriage prospects and their love prospects and their dating prospects. Dr. Stewart is about as good as it's going to get for the most part. For the most part. Right? And Louis says, Red Pill Sleeper Cell says, me and Yuzi is gonna need to we're gonna need serious therapy after covering all of these videos, bruh. Man, so okay, let's go through some things. Dr. Stewart is actually talking about love, y'all. Oh boy. A black woman. Not boiling black men down to walking wallets, over glorified guard dogs, cheerleaders, and vibrators. She's actually speaking, she didn't use the term, but she's actually speaking about intersectionality in a way that affects black men. Hold on to your hats, everyone. What they say to the lady, what do women say? Clutching our invisible pearls. Hold on to your hats. Wait a minute, what? She's actually addressing, she didn't, if I recall correctly, she may not have said the word, but she's actually pretty much saying intersectionality and how it affects men, black men. Oh boy. Right? Trell says, I don't know how y'all do it. You heard that, Louis? Right? She actually speaks about the grape of black men and boys during slavery. Wow. Now, here goes the interesting part. If y'all check out my title, she said Misandry-Noir. So, Dr. Stewart was essentially posed a question about black women dating out from one of the hosts, and she essentially said, "Go ahead and do that if that's what you feel like you're going to do. I'm not going to limit you. I'm not going to tell you to stay in quote unquote, how far are we in? Okay, abusive relationships with black men, but that's not the answer or solution." And she pretty much not shut that down, but pretty much told black women, "Yeah, that ain't gonna be. That's not the thing." And when she actually said divestors, so that lets you know, dear black women, divestors and swirlers, if y'all don't understand, yes, the academics are snooping in. We already knew that because of the misandrous ones. We already could tell. But yeah, there's other academics that's white and black and Latinas and Latinos that are listening to y'all insanity. Y'all think they only listening to us. Like I said before, if we're on a list, you think they're not listening to you? TYT covered Shira 7. Y'all think they not listening to y'all? Huh? Huh? So Dr. Stewart said, misandry, if I can say that. Yes. Misandry-Noir. Yes, Dr. Stewart. Thank you for coining the term. If one of us didn't say it already and I didn't give us props in the Black Manosphere, Misandry-Noir. Y'all heard it here. Put it in the book. Yes. Dr. Stewart, that's a black woman, a dark-skinned black woman, with her natural hair, her locks, that said, yeah, the divestors sound like, it sounds like Misandry-Noir. Noir, better yet. Uh-oh. Because that is what it is, right? Her angle, that's Dr. Stewart, is that because of America's serious anti-blackness, it has caused black people, black women specifically, to not experience love, to not really be able to engage in real, meaningful, intimate relationships, particularly with black men, but even with non-black men, right? Huh, right? And Indigo says, "No, we've definitely said it another times. I just abandoned it because it doesn't flow." Yeah, it doesn't. You see, I was struggling to get it out, right? Huh. I find that angle interesting, and I can't necessarily say she's wrong about it. I'm going to wait to see where she goes with her angle because she said she wants to potentially, if I got understand it correctly, maybe write a piece on this divestment thing or like these type of conversations on the internet, on social media. I would like to see where she goes with that, and I would like to see her being interviewed for that also eventually, right? Huh. I found this conversation interesting. Shout out to Louis. This was, I can't beat up on Dr. Stewart. We're gonna have our disagreements. She is a black woman after all. But at least from what we can see here, I have to do more research, see some more of her interviews, maybe read her piece and see where she's going. But based off of what we see here, she is a standard black woman. So low level contempt, maybe. Shout out to and rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. But outside of that, she doesn't give me foaming at the mouth divester. She doesn't even give me swirler. She doesn't give me necessarily black men get in line behind black women. She doesn't even give me that. Y'all notice Mr. Z walking on eggshells with this, right? Because I don't know, right? Huh. Yeah, I read all those comments and I heard her say that, and I'm yeah. And Lion says, "I doubt more black men have read bell hooks." You know, it's interesting them trying to. We said we ain't reading it. Now what? Uh-oh. It's interesting. They're like, well, no, y'all don't really get it because y'all didn't read it. Even that we said we're not doing it. So now what? We said she's a misandrist, and that's what we said. Now what? Huh? We said she tried to intellectualize her misandry, and it was really thin veil. That's what we said. Now what? Huh? No, she was really trying to be sympathetic to the black man and his plight. We said she's a misandrist. Now what? Thank you, better. You better. You said I read bell hooks. You ain't missed nothing. Huh? Jake said bell hooks is boring. It's interesting. A whole lot of black women that don't listen to us, that don't really engage with what we're saying, they just mark us as misogyny, Misandry-Noir, patriarchal, wannabe white men, etc., 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 failed white patriarchs, etc., etc. They don't really engage with what we're saying, right? They don't really engage with what we're forwarding here, but yet they want us to read bell hooks. Huh? Because we haven't read the appropriate literature to really understand. That's the same thing Khadijah and Juicy be pulling. And Teen Noir, not so much Teen Noir, let me take that back. But yeah, Teen Noir too, but definitely Nappy Head of the Hoba, Khadijah, Juicy. Go ahead and read this misandrist literature so you can understand how those of us that don't necessarily hate you all the way, how we feel about you. Yawn. Huh? Yeah, that's true. And Terrell says, trying to be interesting, she doesn't even capitalize her name. She doesn't. Right? So Dr. M. Stewart doesn't give me hate black men vibes. She does give me interested in black women's outcomes. And the majority of black women, if they don't end up with black men, they're not going to end up with anyone. So Dr. Stewart knows that. Right? Understand something. That's Dr. Stewart now. That's Dr. Chris Marsh. They saying it, hey, black women, if we don't end up with black men, or potentially, quote unquote, settle, we ain't going to be with no one. Get comfortable being single. That's the end result of, quote unquote, decentering men, Yanni. Enjoy that rose toy. Here's a lifetime supply of batteries. You're going to need it. Huh? So, listening to this, y'all know Mrs. Z waiting for the next shoe to drop. I'm waiting for her to get animated just a little bit. I'm waiting for her to do the Dr. Chris Marsh where, oh, okay, you all right, all right. Oh, there we go, there we go. I knew it. I knew it was coming eventually. I know there go the misandry. There we go. Huh? I knew it. You couldn't even hold it for an hour and a half. I knew it was coming. Right? And listening to Dr. M. Stewart, at least for this one conversation, I don't see no extra Misandry-Noir, as she said. Huh? No, Lion, no, that's gonna be there. And Lion says, I hear a low level of contempt, or am I bugging? No, that's gonna be there. That's just black women, right? that's that's standard in the box, right? That's the tools when you put in certain things together. That's standard in the box. Low level contempt is standard in the box, right? I'm talking past that. I'm speaking about past that, right? So listening to her speak, um, she mentions how the U.S. government instructed its social workers post Civil War when the widows of deceased black soldiers, um, the widows had a difficult time, black women that is, um, getting what was owed to them because of their husband, right? And how those social workers were essentially told to practice colorism, right? Like if the complexion of the children don't align with the mother, then she might be put it on, and these might not be that man or her children, right? Huh. She also mentioned welfare, of course, right? And what Mr. Z finds interesting, I want you to understand there's a reason why I bring up Mr. Z being a community college dropout. I didn't need to necessarily do the academic studying per se to come to the conclusion that the now deceased brother Kevin Samuels came to, or that Dr. Chris Marsh is coming to. Yeah, well, Dr. Chris Marsh, yes, and Dr. M. Stewart has come to. Dr. M. Stewart pretty much said what Mr. Z has been saying, and that y'all have been hearing me say for a few years now, definitely for a couple years on my channel. Once again, when I cite American Enterprise Institute and their numbers, 26% of poor Americans are married, 39% of working class, and 56% of middle class and above. As Mr. Z's been saying, as Kevin said before he passed, we're turning marriage into a luxury item. We are turning marriage into a symbol of being arrived. This is my biggest issue, one of my biggest issues with FD Signifier. He refuses to say that part, to come to terms with the class position being the patriarchy. Uh-oh. And that women can smell it. So all of that equally yoked, and I want someone, and I want to push back on Dr. Stewart by saying this. All that crap that those women or those young women are telling you in college and university that sounds good is just that crap. Miss Dr. Chris Marsh, I want a man that makes more than me, not because I care, but because I know he cares. Y'all keep on listening to those women say that. No, they care, Dr. M. Stewart. Those women care. Huh? That's what Anne Marie Slaughter is talking about. That the women are insecure. Say it again, Z. The women are the ones that are insecure. The women are the ones that don't find men that earn as much as them or not as educated them as not manly. So you can keep on listening to them and think there's some credence to what they're saying. There's not. Huh? I like that. And Vince is pay as you weigh archy. Patriarchy. Pay as you weigh archy. Oh boy. I'm not even gonna make the weight joke, but it's there. It's there. Because if black women have to pay as much as they weigh, oh, oh, If black women had to pay black men for black women's weight, ooh, oh man, right? So, you know, I don't think Dr. M. Stewart is the most drooling at the mouth misandrist, but Mr. Z might be making a distinction there where there is no difference. So I'm going to wait to see where this goes, right? And to see if she gets interviewed. I want to see if she writes this next book or a think piece, um, and who interviews her for that. Because I find it interesting her angle of actually speaking about love and that the U.S. and the U.S. government's anti-blackness, white folks' anti-blackness, it hinders black women from truly experiencing real love, and it breaks black people and black women's heart. I find that angle somewhat refreshing, to be honest, and interesting because you don't hear like anyone else, particularly black women of all. And it's like she said, she was looking to see if she found that type of angle and she couldn't. Yeah, because that's not where black women want the lifestyle. I don't know why that's so difficult for y'all to admit. Black women said F love, the lifestyle. Or better yet, way more black women are about the lifestyle than this quote unquote love thing, especially if they feel like the society is telling them quote unquote struggle love. And I want to be very clear, Dr. M. Stewart. Everything that isn't opulence is struggle love for these particular black women. Huh? Jay, oh man, profound comment. And exactly. And Jay Everything says anti-blackness made them anti-black themselves, essentially. I mean, when you listen to Chrissy speak, what is that? When you listen to Yanni speak, what is that? When you listen to Crystal and Karazin speak, when you listen to Paris Milan speak, I didn't even go all the way deep into Nazi land with Cynthia G and Lexus Exodus and Divested Zealot in them. Right? Once again, distinction without a difference, but right? And that's why Dr. M. Stewart said Misandry-Noir. As Indigo said, it just doesn't flow. So I guess, you know. Huh. And yes, Dr. M. Stewart, this is black women, particularly on the internet. That's the real them. This is those divestors that you're reading, swirlers, even some other black women who wouldn't be considered card-carrying divestors and swirlers. Yes, this is them practicing misandry-noir. And what did y'all expect? Huh? What did y'all expect? We let boomers, particularly the younger boomers, we let the whole generation of Xers, we let the whole generation of millennials. Now we're letting the oldest of Gen Z, but it seems like the whole generation of Gen Z, black women, speak absolutely insane about black men under the guise of whatever heartbreak or whatever uncle touched whatever, under the guise of constructive criticism, under the guise of tough love, under the guise of keeping it real about how black men treat black women in the black community, about black men's misogyny and misogyny-noir, about black men's texturism and featureism and colorism. We let black women intellectualize their misandry for decades. Of course you were going to get divestors doing their misandry-noir thing, their misand-noir, however we want to pronounce it. That is the logical conclusion of the black community and the dominant society turning a blind eye and actually encouraging black women to be sexist towards black men. So now y'all got divestors celebrating the death of Kobe Bryant, a black man that did absolutely nothing to them or said absolutely nothing negative about black women, simply because Kobe Bryant was not married to a black woman at time of death. Huh? That was inevitable. Even FD Signifier got to come to terms with that. Even, yeah, we might have let them go too far with the rhetoric. Yes, the black community encouraged it, not just let them. The black community encouraged black women to talk this way. White dominant society encouraged black women to talk this way. And now y'all feel a bit embarrassed and cringy when black women are trying to shame Travis Kelce for being in a relationship with a white woman. You know, a white man in a relationship with a white woman? Huh? Y'all cringing. The divestors are dancing on Kevin Samuel's grave and they're being way too loud about it in front of white folks. Now y'all cringing. Huh? Y'all cringing because a young white man went around the country to every state dating women, mainly white women, and there's a bunch of black women trying to shame him about that's a young white man dating pretty much white women, and black women feel a certain way and try to shame him about it. Now y'all cringing. It was always gonna. This was always gonna be the end result of you not checking your daughters in the '60s and '70s. Now their daughters and granddaughters are embarrassing y'all in real life, but definitely on the internet in front of good white folks. Let's be honest, that's the only reason y'all really care, right? Huh. So, Dr. M. Stewart, I hear you. Yes, white society has made it increasingly difficult for black people to pair up, to marry. But let's be very clear, based off that marriage rate and who falls for divorce, it's not black men that got an issue getting married. It's black women. Y'all gonna have to come to terms with black women said, if I can't have the white life, I don't want to be married. Even if I could have the white life, I want the wedding. I don't really want to be married. Huh? Dr. M. Stewart, you're going to have to come to terms with that. FD Signifier is going to have to come to terms with that. Dr. Chris Marsh is going to have to come to terms with that. A lot of you academics, a lot of you educators, a lot of you highly educated black folks are going to have to come to terms with it's not really black men, it's black women. Even when we speak about quote unquote queering our relationships, y'all got to be honest what y'all really mean by that. Where black women could have one foot in patriarchy and one foot in feminism. In case of emergency, break glass patriarchy. Patriarchy by feminist specifications. Translation, black men still pay, provide, protect, and shut up. That's what queering our relationships really means. Once again, patriarchy by feminist specifications. Protect, provide, and shut up. Don't exercise none of that leadership stuff that comes with providing. So thank you, Dr. Diane M. Stewart, for actually not sounding like you hate black men, not intellectualizing your misandry, at least from what we can see here. But as um Anne Marie Slaughter said, when she tells women, hey, you want to be super career woman, your man is maybe going to have to take a back seat. He's going to be the one picking up the kids. Somebody's going to be the primary caregiver, and clearly it's not you. That's when women get off the train. Dr. M. Stewart, y'all going to have to come to terms with that. Huh? Yes, that includes black women. Y'all keep on fine. Okay. Y'all are gonna try to head black men off um and start to talk to the women. What, in college age? Too late. What, in postgraduate age? Too late. What, in a PhD program? Absolutely too late. Way too late. Wait, ladies, wait. We can't look. If we're gonna be career women and we want men, not all of us are gonna end up with the men that are on the same economic and educational level as us. Y'all wait until these women are 25, 27 to tell them that? 30, 35, too late, way too late. 40, let's be honest, death. Huh? No. By that time, your son's gone. He's been gone, let's be honest. He was gone at 14, 15, 16. The Latina been swept him off his feet. Too late. He's gone. While y'all are allowing your daughters to be mean to those little boys, yes, it starts when we're children. Huh? While you're allowing for your daughters to be mean to those little boys, not saying they're doing anything yet. This ain't no love and basketball. Absolutely not. This is real life. And while your daughters are being mean to them little boys when they're 13 and 12 and 14 years old, and that Latina crack a smile at him, or that white girl crack a smile at him, it's done. It's done. Pack it up. It's done. It's done. And it only gets worse. By the time he's 18, it's over. 21, been done. Huh? Exactly. Perfect comment. And Compassionate says many of these women have dedicated their lives to feminism just to be told it was a miscalculation. It's sad. As you know, the Roger Report says we got to hold you accountable for what you choose to believe in. But hey, you signed up for it, and not and let's be honest, Compassionate. They're barely telling women that on the absolute edges. They're just now starting to barely tell women that. Barely. Huh? Thank you, Louis. Like, share, subscribe, get the super. Nah, what am I saying? Mr. Z tripping over his own words. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And as Louis says, let's get the likes up. Right? They're barely at the edges. That means all the young Xers, they're gone already. They're done. They're cooked. They're too old. Claudia Jordan, them, it's over. Vivica A. Fox and them, it's over. A lot of the older millennials, it's done. They're too stuck in their ways. Those older millennial black women, it's done. We got a couple of them that got their mind right. Maybe they'll Hail Mary catch something. A handful of them that interact with spaces like this. But outside of that, it's over. It's done. Right? And Vince is, and thank you for the super chat. I ain't finna read that either. Talking about the bell hooks, bell hooks books, right? They're just now telling them that. Because look at the marriage rate. Dr. M. Stewart. the marriage rate and the divorce rate, who gets married, who stays married, is a testament to class. And race is class in America. Recall, it's not black men filing for divorce, it's black women. Huh? If you want to speak about love and this system and this society and America's anti-blackness getting in the way of black women truly experiencing love, fine. You have to be honest about how black women get in their own way. I will not disagree with you that America gets in black women's way. I agree. Black women get in their own way also. Their resentment at America for not making them upper middle class white women. Their resentment at black men for not making them upper middle class white women. Huh? Their resentment at black men for slavery and Jim Crow. And if you let some of them talk, you'll find that they're angrier at black men than they are at white society. I said it. They get in their own way. As I say often, inappropriately responding to a toxic environment. That's going to cost black women. It's going to cost black women intimate relationships with black men. That means we'll work with you. Shout out to Anton Daniels for that when he was speaking about Ebony K. Williams. Yeah, we'll work with you and we'll employ you. Byron Allen and Ebony K. Williams, anyone? We will employ you and we will work with you and we might even work for you. Huh? Depending on how where that misandry level is, we might even have you help to educate our children. Once again, depending on where that misandry level is. But intimate relationship with you? Absolutely not. If you're lucky, you might get some of this peen. That's about it. Huh? Huh. Leon says, Bell Hook's book ain't bad. She just tries to make ish make sense based off of feels. So intellectualizing her misandry. Okay. You said all that to say she intellectualizing her misandry. I'm just saying. They told us she don't cite her sources. That's what they said. Right? And once again, Vince, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Vince said, I ain't finna read that either. Right? So once again, y'all can listen to this one. This one ain't gonna have y'all pulling y'all hair out if y'all like Z bald, y'all ain't gonna be pulling y'all beard out. Right? This wasn't the worst. And it's an interesting and refreshing angle at the topic of black women and black men's relationship coming from a educated black woman. Right? Huh. And the host of the show and how they engage her is also interesting. Right? Because I agree with her that the society gets in black women's way when it comes to them coupling up and being married and their intimate lives and their love lives. Huh? Yeah, lying. Exactly. Overall, she wasn't bad at all. Yeah, look, this is about as good as it gets, y'all. This is about as good as it gets. This is insane. This is the bar. Until further notice, this is the bar. This is about as good as it gets. See, and they go sit and say, "I found it bearable." Look, that's about as good as it gets. The bar is in hell, everyone. Let me rephrase what I said earlier. The bar is in hell because this is as good as it's gonna get. A black woman that doesn't sound that she brushes her teeth saying these Negroes like this, right? Huh? Wow. So I listened to it. Shout out to Louis once again for putting this on my radar because I might have eventually got to it a long time from now, right? Because I do watch their channel. I can't recall the last time I reviewed something off of their channel, but I have before. And that's Black Girls Texting, by the way. That's the channel I'm referencing. They were missing a host today, right? Oh well, not today, but they were missing a host or two. Um, but yeah, and it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad, right? She she speaks about the media, um, yeah, family structures. Now, here's the thing about the family structure and the patriarchy thing. Have fun with that. Have fun with telling men to let go of patriarchy, trying to socialize the men to let go of patriarchy, and then they go on dates with your daughters, and your daughters punch them in the face with patriarchy. And yes, I gotta be that visceral. Have fun with that. Have fun with socializing your sons not to be patriarchal, and then they date your daughters, or they listen to your daughters speak, and your daughters try to do this one foot in patriarchy, one foot in feminism, patriarchy thing. Once again, patriarchy by feminist specifications. Y'all could call it equally yoked all you want. You could call it assortative mating all you want. Patriarchy. What the second a woman come out her mouth, yes, black women, that includes you, about a man not being on her level educationally or financially, patriarchy. I don't care what y'all call it. Assertive mating all you want. On my level all you want. Similarly situated all you want. Patriarchy. And if you let them talk long enough, it probably is really hypergamy too. Huh? Yeah, I saw those comments. So, and the line says someone left a comment saying that that same thing. Black men aren't buying into partner ish. Yeah, we ain't play. We no, absolutely not. No, nope. We're not doing the partner thing because the partner thing really is, in case of emergency, break glass patriarchy. If y'all want to do the partner thing, when you see that roach in the kitchen, handle that by yourself. Oh yeah, I'm gonna start small. When you see that roach in the kitchen, handle that by yourself. Don't wake your boyfriend up. Don't wake your husband up. Don't none of it. Huh? When that tire go flat, handle that by yourself. Huh? Go put gas late night by yourself. Go to the bank late night by yourself. Huh? That heavy package lifted by yourself. Giggity. Huh? No, we're not buying into that partner thing. That partner thing is, well, we'll do the one foot in patriarchy and the one foot in feminism until something goes catastrophically wrong, and then we'll do the patriarchal thing as long until we get out of the danger zone. No, nope, nope. Partner, nope, not doing it. Partner sounds like business. And I said it, I don't care who I offend. I do not trust women writ large, not even just black women. I do not trust women with anything related to equal business. Based off that divorce rate and who's filing for divorce, you are not to be trusted with anything business related. Amy Holmes. Oh, sorry, not Amy Holmes. Elizabeth Holmes. Absolutely not. Partner? What you mean, business partner? Absolutely not. Nope, nope, nope. We're not doing the partner thing because you don't really mean it. You know how we know? That divorce rate and who's filing for divorce. Partner. Not on my watch. Huh? No, y'all should have never gave us the internet. You're bad. Should have never gave us the media or the internet. Nope. Nope. Huh? And a split Jim says, LOL, Dr. Stewart steered clear of who is filing for divorce and why. The financial element, ooh, irreconcilable differences. Let's dig through that. What you really mean by that? What do you really mean by that? Is it really that he's not cleaning around the house? Or is it that his money look funny to you? Huh? Is it that y'all keep on having knockout, drag out arguments? Or is it that the money is funny to you? Or is it that he's talking and he ain't making enough? Huh? Is it that you feel, you just don't got the ovaries to say it, that he's smiling a little too much around the house? He's talking a little too much around the house. He's doing way too much for a person who don't earn as much as you feel he should earn. What do you really mean by a reconcilable difference? Uh-oh. Trust and business partners, right? Huh. I'm gonna check out that Ebony thing. I see y'all telling me Ebony is finally pregnant. Huh? Dut says, being a single mom by choice. So be it. As I was saying, look, we're not doing the partner thing because we know you don't really mean it, dear black women specifically, dear women in America. You're understand something. It's really men under the age of 40 and 45 saying this. 35 years old, 30 years old, 25 years old. In other words, they watch it not work for their older cousins and their older siblings and their fathers and their grandfathers, their uncles. These young men under the age of 40, under the age of 45, under the age of 50, really under the age of 45, they're not signing up for it because they know y'all are full of crap. They don't trust you, dear XX chromosome. Y'all talk, I don't trust these men, and I would rather be in the forest with a bear. I would rather be in a cage with a bear. Okay, fine. And these young men said, we don't trust you. We would rather marry the bear than marry you. That's what we're saying. Huh? Leon says, I just hope she has a daughter. No, Leon, I hope she has a son. Nope, I hope she has a son. You hope she has a daughter? Nope, I hope she has a son. All these women that talk crap, even especially the swillers and divestors. I hope God bless them with a son. If there's a God, the universe, whatever you believe in, bless her with a son. Oh, Vincent said, Eclipse said it's a girl. Okay, lucky her. Oh, and Vince put the link right here. Right. I'm not sure if Cynthia G has a daughter or a son. I think y'all said she has a daughter. Should have had a son. When Paris Malone finally gives birth, should be a boy. Huh? Yes and no. I get your point. And Onasi says, and let me know if I pronounce your name correctly. That's cruel and unusual punishment for those boys, though. Yes and no. I get your point because when you said that, I thought about Lexus Exodus, who I think has a son. Meanwhile, she's calling black men nakers, right? So you do have a point, right? Huh? Right. So to Dr. M. Stewart, I hear you, right? The family structures and Eastern patriarchy and I mean not Eastern, sorry, Western patriarchy, and that's not exactly what was going on in Africa and these different African tribes. And she said something about some Nigerian sister that did some research and pre-colonial era Nigeria. The society was organized by seniority and not by patriarchy. Okay, maybe. I don't know. I would have to speak to the Nigerian brothers that can trace their history. I don't know, pre-colonial era, pre-European colonial era. Okay, okay. Let's say it was seniority before. Now what? Y'all would have a way easier time selling young men on this anti-patriarchal stuff if your daughters weren't hypocritical. If your daughters were, excuse me, hypocrites. If your daughters were hypocritical, it would be so easy. It would be an easy sell. The problem is your daughters and your sons date and they have sex and they talk, and your sons know your daughters are full of crap. That's the problem, right? What's going on, Shay? Right? That's the problem, dear America. That's the problem, huh? So let's see where Dr. M. Stewart goes. Like I said, this wasn't the most toxic. The bars in hell. Um, she wasn't a raving lunatic. She didn't give any extreme hate black men vibes or black men need to get in line behind black women. She did speak about pretty much these different family models coming out of Africa. We've heard this before, right? We've heard this before. It's not the worst. I found her speaking about the divestors interesting. Um, and yes, it is Misandry-Noir. Yeah, it is, right? And as a split Jim says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And a split Jim says they love to intellectualize everything but themselves. Sounds pretty accurate to me. Give me 1 second, Shay. Let me make you a moderator. Give me a second. Maybe that'll give you a chance. Give me 1 second. And there we go. Right? Huh. So to Dr. Stewart, I say I want to see where she goes with this. When she puts out whatever this article or think piece or whatever it's going to be, about these type of conversations online and the way the women sound. Yes, yes, a number of black women want upper middle class white women's lifestyle, and they just can't hear you. Y'all waited so long. Y'all waited so long. Y'all let these women get so loud. They're loud. These women are loud on the internet. They are loud in person in real life. And so now they're saying things on Twitter and on TikTok and on YouTube and in Instagram for the world to see, embarrassing the whole black community, namely black women. Huh? And now y'all want to investigate, right? And Jake says Misandry-Noir. I don't know. That don't roll off the tongue neither, pause. But, right? I don't know why I would try to just say anti-black misandry. It just sounds better. Yeah, exactly, Demetrius. And Demetrius is, that's what black women in luxury movement is about. Bro, I'm saying, right? So shout out to Dr. M. Stewart. Yeah, yeah. Negroes ain't ish. Industrial complex has a better flow. It does. It does. Right. Everybody hates black men. Shout out to Edward Anderson. Great title. That also. Right. Shay says black women can't really afford luxury. Man, they can't. Overall, most Americans cannot. Right. Median household income something like $74,000 a year. What is everyone talking about? Right. The majority of Americans are not college educated. The majority of Americans definitely don't have an advanced degree. The majority of Americans don't have a PhD or any type of terminal degree. That the majority of Americans aren't business owners, and even for the ones that are, they don't break over $100,000 a year. I don't know what the hell these weirdo black women on the internet are talking about, and including the ones in real life. I don't know what they're talking about. Right? Median price of new car $50,000. People got to finance that. $50,000 in the grand scheme of things, that ain't no real money. Guess what? You got to finance it for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I don't know what everyone's talking about. Huh? Have y'all ever looked at boat costs? I'm only saying this because of what Shane said right here, which is, to be honest, you only get women's attention by promoting a soft life. Look, man, some of the boats y'all see, I'll be like, oh, that little, what's that? What's that? Like $100,000? No, that's a $500,000 boat. What? I just started really kind of getting into the cost of boats because a couple of my coworkers, and you'll be surprised how small a boat is for $50,000. There are boats you'll be like, oh, what's that, like 75,000? No, that's a $300,000 boat. What? Right? Yacht talk is insane. I can't do yacht talk. That, man, $10 million yachts, $50 million yachts, $100 million. I've seen $200 million yachts. Like when I say seen it, I mean like touch it, seen it. right? Like I could touch the yacht, seen it. I don't know what people are talking about when they start talking money, particularly in the black community. When did black people get all this money? Don't we have professors that have to do the adjunct professor thing and work at 2 and 3 different universities and piecemeal them together to make some real money? What is everyone speaking about? Right? And Saint Cyr says, my pops has a pontoon boat. The hose cost a little chunk of change. Man, I got a coworker with a boat. I'm like, what? How much? Right? Huh. And a split gem, thank you once again for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So once again, we know the the decadent veil has really made us black people writ large, but black women specifically, insane. And it's black women specifically because of womanhood. Like looking at men writ large, black men and white men specifically, as this tool to your quote unquote liberation, your financial liberation, the way manhood, idealized manhood is supposed to work, which is he's supposed to be rich and sweep you off your feet. The problem is anything short of that is a problem. That's the problem. Right? And Venom K says the Lamborghini yacht is dope. It's so dope. 3.5 million. Yeah, Demetrius, Disney stuff. Disney stuff. Right? Literally Prince Charming. Um Going to that Venom K. I was at work, I was speaking to a coworker, we were outside, and the Rolls-Royce Spectre was on a tow truck, so it's probably being delivered to whoever. And I asked my coworker to guess the price because I had a good idea and I was in the ballpark. And he was like, what, like 100, 150? I was like I was like more like 450 probably starting. So we looked it up, 420 starting. Right? Yes. I don't know what people are speaking about when they talk this money talk. The Rolls-Royce Spectre is base 420. When you start really optioning up, you could easily get into the 530s. $530,000. Easy. Huh? This is the real world. The majority of Americans still don't break $100,000. Z, we know that. No, I'm speaking about American households. We know the individual doesn't break 100. I think about what something like 1/3 of households break $100,000 a year. Something along that line, right? Venom K says, "Yeah." Venom K says, "Sheesh, yeah, I see one for 509K, 509. See." Jake said, "I hate this planet." Don't hate the planet. The planet ain't do anything to you. The animals ain't really do nothing to you. Well, one animal did. The human species, the human animal, the human animal. All the animals, for the most part, if you stay out of their territory, they good to go. You're good to go. Better yet, the planet ain't do nothing to you except provide you with the air to breathe. Right? Beautiful sunrises and sunsets, ocean, other animals and plants to eat. Right? It's the human animals that are the problem. Right? Trail said, I know, because in this economy, 100K ain't ish. Right? Huh. Spainman says, and breaking 100K for a household is damn near not making it these days. like I said, I think it's about one third. Somebody check that for me if I'm wrong. It might be a little bit more now, but last time I checked, it was about a third of American households earn 100,000 or more, and you need just about that to afford your average family home in America, which is last time I checked around 420,000 right? Something around there. The average family single family home in America is about 420,000, and you need about $100,000 a year to qualify for that, right? And Jake says 100K a year. Oh, 100K ain't six figures according to some black women. I don't what? That don't even make any sense. But even if they were trying to say 100K ain't ish, in the grand scheme of things, it kind of isn't. But in real life, it is. Like it isn't, but it is. Once again, what some 90% of Americans don't earn that. If we're going to be generous, 85% of Americans don't earn that, right? Something like that, right? So when people say 100,000 isn't anything, what are you saying about 85% of Americans, give or take, right? Huh. Okay, Victor Creed says 34.1% according to the US Census. So yeah, about a third. About a third of are you talking about the $100,000, Vic? Right? Man, we have to have a we have to have an honest conversation that okay, okay, fine. Americans don't know money. Men don't know money or understand money. Women don't know or understand money. Here's the fundamental difference. Only one of the sexes is looking for the other one to subsidize them. That's the problem. Fine. The men don't understand money, the women don't understand money. Okay, for just for the sake of argument, let's say that's true. The men aren't looking for the women to subsidize them, though. Oops. So whether the men want to or not, they're going to be forced to come to terms with their income and their credit and their lifestyle. The women, on the other hand, well, that is something to consider, Dr. Stewart, FD signifier, and their entire group of people, their ilk, better yet. Huh? Huh. And Compassionate says, how you a neoliberal capitalist but don't have a basic grasp of accounting or economics? They don't have to. That's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. XX chromosome is doing a whole lot of talking. They don't really have to understand anything. That's what the man is here for. Shout out to feminism and all this educated women, educated black women. Once again, Mr. Z is a community college dropout. I know the median house price. I know the median household income. I know what percentage of us is getting married. I know the divorce rate. Do y'all understand that Mr. Z has had conversations? I've been dating college educated women since I was 23. There's only one woman I dated since I am 37 years old. I've only dated one woman since the age of 23 that wasn't college educated, and they don't know none of those numbers. None of them. And I've been knowing those numbers before I made myself known in the black manosphere. A lot of those numbers, not all of them, better yet. Right? Huh. Better you says all that talk and don't own a bootstrap company. A bootstrap factory, better yet, bootstrap factory. Right. Jake, this is a great comment. And Jake says they have the mathematical ability of a Disney princess. It'll just come for real. Ah, there's a joke in there. There's a pun in there, Jake. You ain't trying, but there's a pun in there, and it applies also. It applies also. Shout out to Chris Rock. What did he say? The regular nut is just like ketchup. Now, and essentially what he was saying was like that real orgasm one. She gonna have to work for that one, but the regular one is just ketchup. And most women think it's the same thing. It's not the same thing, right? Huh? But they do have the mathematical ability of a Disney princess, and that hurts them. If y'all want to do the whole "we don't care about men until it comes time to care about women," fine. That hurts women. That hurts black women. Huh? That hurts black women. That's why I continue to bring up that story that accountable commentary covered. And maybe I might have to, if somebody remembers it, y'all can link it so I could put it in my community tab. The story I keep on covering with the two women that were stealing out of that Walmart. I put money neither one of them have a man. They got arrested in front of the little boy. I I talk about that to say you don't have a man, you don't have that extra income coming in. There's no pun in that one. And so you have to make up for it somehow. When you're a disciplinary problem and men have decided, yeah, I might pipe, but I don't want nothing to do with you outside of that, you're going to have to make up for that somehow. Whether that's 2 and 3 jobs, whether that's sugar babying, whether that's engaging in same-sex loving relationship, you're going to have to make up for that somehow. Whether that's scamming, whether that's stealing, you're going to have to make up for that somehow. Your bad behavior, you being a disciplinary problem, it's going to cost you. Women writ large, black women specifically, it's going to cost you. So either you're going to have to be degreed up because you're going to have to pay all these bills by yourself. Shout out to Real Talk with Yenny. Well, she's not degreed up, but she got to keep on this YouTube train, right? It's gonna cost you. It's going to cost you, dear ladies. It's going to cost you. Men ain't ish is language is going to cost you. Feeling like black men are not on your level is going to cost you. I didn't even speak about your emotional and mental state. If y'all want to talk brass tacks and the numbers and the money, fine. It's gonna cost you. What's black women's median income again? 20 something $1,000. It's only when you count 40-hour work week and all that other stuff is when it go all the way up to what, 40, 38, 42 or something along those lines. But when you count all black women that are working, it's something in the 20s. Maybe about a broke 30 now. Right? There's a cost. Trell said 38,000. 38,000. That's when and Trell, that's the one for like 40-hour work week and everything, right? That's not the median income for real, for real. That's when they excuse me, control for only black women that are actually working 40 hours a week. And is that even average or median? Because if it's average, that means they lie to y'all because really it's probably like more like 35, 32. 28. But if it's median, okay, fine, $38,000 median. Man, you're going to you're going to have to make up for that. $38,000, y'all. Now we know what country we live in. We know most Americans ain't earning no crazy money. That includes black women. Then black women want to watch Bowser and watch Real Talk with Yanny and do this whole decenter men thing. You can decenter black men making $38,000 a year. Shout out to you living with one of your siblings as an adult. Shout out to you living with your parents in your 30s, maybe even 40s. Decenter men comes at a cost. Decentering black men comes at a cost. Right? I'm not even speaking about, shout out to Dr. M. Stewart. I'm not speaking about love right now. I'm not speaking about intimacy right now. I'm not speaking about black women's mental and emotional state right now. If black women want to buy into this capitalist society and say marriage is a business and I ain't doing struggle love, all right, fine. Here's the numbers. Shout out to Black Enterprise Institute. Was it Black Enterprise Institute? I think it was Black Enterprise Institute. Single Latina and single black women have the least amount of wealth in America. Once again, you can't. This is the cost. So y'all keep on listening to Yanny. Keep listening to Paris Milan. Ketanji chose better. Okay, fine. Ketanji, Supreme Court judge, married to her white man who's a surgeon? A doctor? Something like that? What about the rest of you? Kamala chose better. Kamala's vice president. She gonna be all right. Eve chose better. Eve just had a kid not too long ago, and she was with that man for how long before he gave her that kid? I'm just saying. Serena chose better. Serena is worth more than her husband. Shout out to hypergamy. Huh? And Jake said certified brokies. Bruh, and that wouldn't even be that bad if they weren't assholes. It's that simple. How you broke and mean and asshole and talking about what you not settling for, you not doing struggle love, who wants to be with average anyway? What? Charles said Candace Owens. Candace Owens probably we have to see about Candace. Something about the Candace Owens story is we're missing a piece. Something's missing there. I think give it time, we'll find out what it is. I'm speaking about her upbringing and her situation with her husband. We got to give that some time. There's something. The math ain't mathing all the way with that story, right? Huh. So we'll pause right here, y'all. Let me read this real quick. And Oppo says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. In the past, right now, I hope Ebony and her daughter survive. Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. You're listening back. I hope Ebony and her daughter survived the pregnancy/birth, and she's completely healthy. Last time I checked, the late stage pregnancy are dangerous and have long-term consequences. Ugh. Shout out to Larry June and Vince says in my Larry June voice, numbers. Shout out to the Bay Area, right? Numbers. hey, 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 right? Man, for real. They're not doing the numbers though, Vince, for real. I need to have that Larry June drop. I need to have numbers as a drop. I need to have that as a soundbite, right? I need to have Larry June saying numbers as a soundbite. Every time, because whenever I bring up the numbers, yeah, I have to do it, right? Because that's so fitting, actually. Numbers, because they're not doing the numbers. They're not, and that costs black women. That costs them, right? Man, that and I agree with you, Oppo. I'm. We don't celebrate black women's misfortune over here. So if Ebony K. Williams is prego, I wish her the best. I wish the baby the best, right? I don't think Ebony K. Williams is going to be a bad mother, y'all. As much as I I think she needs a man in her life even more than ever now. Oh, definitely. But I don't think she's going to be a horrendous mother, right? And I wish her and her daughter all the best. The single mom by choice thing, ah, right? I don't know. I don't know, right? If I'm not mistaken, Ebony K. Williams, your mother was a single mom, and you are successful, and you are attractive, and you are well spoken, and you are educated, and you are successful in your own right, and you don't got no man. Maybe you should end this single thing by at least giving your daughter well, I was going to say stepfather, but some type of father figure for her to grow up with, right? Trail said I could easily. Trail, you got to think for Ebony. This is like the millionth time you done said it. Trail said I could easily bring the sweetness out of her. And yeah, I agree with you though. Right, Ebony is just salty. She is. And if you watch her interview with Stephen A. Smith, she speaks about her realizing at one point that her and a bunch of her other quote unquote kick ass educated homegirls were all single because men don't really care about half that thing that they be thinking they care about, like that being highly educated and professional and quote unquote kick ass, and like men don't care about that. And I think I don't like the way women phrase that, because it's not that we don't care. I like that my lady is college educated. It's not that we don't care. Is that you can't be an asshole and cover that up with a college education. You can't be a mean, snarky, difficult to be around person and cover that up with a college education, because men don't care about your you being professional, you being college educated, you even having an advanced degree, you being an attorney or a doctor. We don't care about that as much as y'all care about it for us. The things you're willing to overlook, we're not willing to overlook it. It's that simple. You can't overcome snarky, mean, a-hole calling black men mediocre by being a successful personality, in the media, right? Thank you, Telescope. Exactly. A degree is not a I get to be an a-hole pass. It's not. And let me read that again. A degree is not a I get to be an a-hole pass. It's not. It's not. And it's fascinating listening to women who understand and say um men think having money allows for them to be horrible people. Yeah, and women think they can overcome being horrible people with saying I could do better by myself because they got a little funky degree. And they maybe self-sustaining. And that's a hard maybe because there's a whole lot of college educated black women who still don't got two nickels to rub together. Right? So sorry, ladies. All of these quote unquote kick ass women and really insufferable, mean, snarky a-holes with a degree. You're not kick ass just because you earn $55,000 a year and you're college educated, ma'am. Stop it. And that's what it is. God damn, Mr. Z. Mr. Z just described how many of y'all aunties. Wait a minute, Z, don't do it. Don't. I'm gonna say it. Mr. Z just described him. How many of our siblings, female siblings? Ooh, goddamn, Z. I did it. I said it. Huh? I'm sorry. You don't get to earn 50 and 55 and $60,000 a year. Have a degree, be in middle management, drive your baby Benz, shout out to Indigo Flow, and think that now gives you the authority and the license to be an asshole to black men. Sorry. Right? And Vic says $55,000 a year, $60K in college debt. I'm laughing, but that's sad, and it's true. Right? And Vince says a degree isn't a certification to be mean. These women walk around here like Gabrielle Union and Deliver Us from Eva and then wonder why they single as hell. Listen, there's no LL Cool J coming. Pun intended. Right? There is no LL Cool J coming. I'm sorry. We're not paying some dude to come move you out the way for us. We'll just move away from you. And we'll move your sisters, their girlfriends and wives in the movie, for those of us that saw the movie. We'll move her away from you. And if she don't want to leave, then we'll leave her with you. Fine. Y'all could be a bunch of sister, wife, girlfriends, whatever the hell, living in the same house. Huh? And once again, Oppo, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. A bunch of women, and at least Gabrielle Union is fine. She's still attractive. She was definitely way more attractive when she was younger. Sorry, ladies, you can't be. You're not. Look, stop. Yeah, Mr. Z stuttering. Stop. No. Walking around here like Gabrielle Union off of Deliver Us from Eva and then wonder why they single as hell. Y'all forgot that Gabrielle Union was a miserable person in that movie? She was a miserable person in that movie. Huh? And she made those brothers' lives miserable in that movie. None of them being with her, by the way. They were all with her different sisters. Huh. And she had the family. Yeah, the goddamn when she met up with her ex, and then LL had to scoop in. He did whatever he did with who was that, a mayor or a congress member or whatever, so that LL could look like he's connected, and then throw that in the ex-boyfriend's face. That movie was pretty damn accurate on the fantasy that be played in women's minds. That's low key. That's the high school reunion flex right there. Shout out to Trell. Exactly. Y'all think these screenwriters don't be knowing y'all fantasies, ladies? How old is that movie? And it painted the perfect situation because that's exactly what they be hoping for. Exactly what they're hoping for. Somehow they could flex on their ex or the guys that overlooked them in high school with the connections and the prestige of their man and the status and the car and the lifestyle. Anything short of that, nope. Right? Man. Jake says, oh my God, that scene was so corny. The whole I'm up now. See, Trails at 2003. 2003. And those women still have those fantasies over 20 years ago. Over 20 years ago, Demetrius says, incel fantasies, femcel fantasies. Right? 2003. Dr. Stewart, this is a real thing. Dr. M. Stewart, this is a real thing. You want to talk about black women in love? This is a real. You want to talk about what's hindering black women in love? This is a real thing. This is a real thing. They really fantasize about this. I didn't even remember that those. It's just now. You know, when you start talking about something, you recall the scenes and whatnot, or you recall the passages in the book, etc., etc. I've been saying these type of things for how long? And I'm just realizing, wait a minute, I'm describing deliverance from evil, right? Man. M Chief Rocker, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. Wow. So this is a real thing. If we're going to speak about the things that get in black women's way when it comes to love, then we have to be honest how black women getting their own way, how they trip themselves up, and how nobody's actually trying to help them outside of the black manosphere. Ooh, damn, Z, you said that. I said that. Because everybody else is trying to make them feel good. That's everyone from FD Signifier, oh damn Bowser, damn Derek Jackson, oops, Dr. Umar Johnson, Cynthia G, all of y'all. All of you who's not actually a black manosphere. I said it. Steve Harvey, everyone else is just trying to make black women feel good instead of being honest with them. Huh? And you know what decades of lying to black women resulted in? All of those women that were calling into Kevin Samuel's show. That's what it resulted in. You know what it resulted in? Women like Cynthia G. Daddy issues. You know what it resulted in? Women like Crystal and Karazin throwing a goddamn temper tantrum because this nigga wouldn't marry you. Married the dweeby white dude, y'all couldn't even make it. Huh? You know what lying to black women get? Chrissy. If I can't have, it's my dark skin that's keeping me away from having the super rich, wealthy white dude. Well, probably. Or black dude. Oh boy. Lying to black women is how you get all of these misbehaving, temper tantrum throwing, petulant child acting black women. Huh. Ah, Trell said, shout out to Halle Berry and Monsters Ball. Uh-oh. Make me feel good, right? Okay. What was it? 2 decades later? 2 decades later, still single. You got white dudes fighting outside. You got two white dudes going to fisticuffs. What was it? Thanksgiving? Something like that. Huh? All these other black men ain't ish. Eric Benet and all of them. Meanwhile, the two white dudes are fighting. And one of them called you the N-word. What? And you got to pay alimony. Was it alimony or is it child support or is it both? Something like that. Huh? Good one, Naima. And Naima says, who's going to make me feel good? Monique and Precious. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. And Vince says, and thank you for the super chat, women super overlook character, and that's a real big reason why they fail. That's a thing that no one on the left, whether black or white, really wants to address. Women's self-interest. Women saying, you know what? He's not that nice of a man, but that lifestyle, though. He's not that good looking of a man, but that lifestyle, though. The sex ain't all that, but that lifestyle, though. Huh? I could see the character flaws, but that lifestyle, though. By the way, I'm not speaking about just the women who don't have their finances together. I'm also speaking about the women who can sustain themselves or who can actually do pretty well for themselves or are doing pretty well for themselves. They still go for the a-holes with the money. Somebody tell me I'm lying. See, one of the biggest lies on planet Earth right now is that women with money choose pretty good men. BS. They still choose the same type of men. Y'all all want the same type of men. Right? Better you, it says, and she's paying child support to him. The one that calls her the N-word too, huh? Horrible. Horrible. Man. So on that note, y'all, we will pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. And Vic says, because it's the classic hood relationship. Vic says the CNA and the drug dealer combo on a higher level. Isn't that like standard hood relationship? The nurse with the local D-boy. It's funny because it's true. Huh? The paralegal with the scammer. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Fit of cases. Better have my alimony in time. Inward. Inward with the hard ER too, man. Ah. Man. That's and Vince says, Kendra G said that all women want the same men the other night too. Saw it myself. Name a said N-word with the French accent on your ass. Oh, that is sad. I'm laughing to keep from crying because that's pretty damn sad. We watched her damn run a PR campaign on every brother she broke up with. What didn't she date Wesley Snipes too? Am I right about that? Why do I always feel like didn't she date him? Or am I wrong? Extras, I need your help. Right? Didn't she run like a negative PR campaign on like every brother she dated? And yet, one of the white dudes that you have a kid from is out here calling you the N word. Hard ER, man. Yeah, I know she dated David. Well, married to David Justice, wasn't she? Or dated? Yeah, and Eric Benet, I know she was married to him. Yeah, right. Ah, man. All right, so sad, sad. So we're gonna speak about Black women's love and prospects. Dear America, dear Black America, this is it, right? Ah, just saying. If you're gonna speak about love, Doctor M. Stewart, you might want to be a bit honest about how Black women get in their own way, right? Intellectualizing their misandry comes at a cost. Intellectualizing their anti-Black misandry comes at a cost. As you said, Misandry-Noir, right? Or Misand-Noir, right? So, okay, y'all. On that note, we will pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content for the love of God. And we will truly pause right here. And y'all have a great, great, great rest of y'all night. All right, y'all. Mr. Z out.